My God. Oh, here we go. Here's more. Oh, okay. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I know you guys love Snoop Dogg. Thanks for foregoing that just to see me. That's so nice. I'm serious. Recently I went home for October break. I don't even understand the purpose of October break. It's 2 days in October. I don't know why we need it off. I'm not going to question it. It's not my place. But when I was home, you can't help but reminisce about your childhood, you know? You know, you see your old stuff, your old room. And just the passion you had when you were a kid. Everything was exciting. Waking up in the morning was exciting. You know? Like when you're little, you just chant for no reason. Breakfast, 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 breakfast. Wash my hands for breakfast, breakfast. You know? And your parents are like, shut the hell up. But you know, you can't say that to your kids because then they'll grow up and be, you know, serial killers, you know? And in first grade, I had a first grade teacher named Mrs. Carlson. And she had everyone sit down, everyone come in, and say what they want to be when they grew up. You know, and I'm laser focused at this point. I'm in first grade. This is a kindergarten. This is first grade, okay? I know how to draw on the lines and everything like that. And people went around the room, oh, I want to be a fighter because of my dad, I want to be a doctor, blah, blah. I'm like, no, screw that. I want to be a cheetah. And I knew exactly why I wanted to be a cheetah. They're fast, they're sexy as hell. We all know that, yeah. And I said that, I was like, Mrs. Carlson, I want to be a cheetah. And she looked at me, she's like, oh, how exotic. And I was like, oh my God, I can totally be a cheetah. She didn't say no. She said, how exotic, that's a compliment. So from that day forth, I made it my mission to be a cheetah. I was like, screw college, I don't need to go. I don't even need grades after first. I just need to go into cheetah mode. I need to be a cheetah for my community. I live on the south side of Chicago. There's a lot of crime. If I was a cheetah, it'd be no problem. So I would go to my library at school and like look at books at cheetahs. You know, my reading wasn't great. You know, I could just read every other word in the book. And I saw on the cover of National Geographic, it was a cheetah, and I was like, I'm gonna be famous. Look at that cheetah. I'm gonna be a black cheetah. So I came home and I told my parents, I'm gonna be a cheetah, cheetah, cheetah. My parents were like, all right, whatever. And you know, when you do your homework as a kid, you know, I used to get so frustrated. I'm like, why do I need this? Why do I need to learn how to do cursive? I'm gonna be a cheetah. When do you ever see cheetahs doing cursive? Never. I'm gonna be so professional.
A professional?
And so, you know when you're a little kid, you always threaten to run away. Everyone's done it. Everyone's run up to them, I'm gonna run away! You know, and your parents are like, all right, whatever. It's always fake. Nobody has merit when they're little. Where are you gonna go? You know? Like I said, I live on the south side of Chicago. If I run away, I'm not coming back. That's it. It's a wrap. And I always figured there was just like cheetahs waiting at the end of my driveway for me. Is she coming? Did she have a fight with her parents? Did she come down here? To like take me to cheetah training? I don't know. And my mom has never lost an argument in her entire life. So when I would like run up to her and be super pissed, she'd be like, oh, you just gonna run away? Okay, all right, well I'm gonna turn your room into an office. How about that? I'm like, wait, if it doesn't work out with cheetahs, that's my backup. You're just gonna throw my stuff away? Grieve your child? No? How about I throw all those McDonald's toys away too? How about that? Oh my God, she's so evil. And my mom used to work a lot, and she was a nurse. And she hated coming back to the house and like seeing my sister and I just like relaxing. She hated that. It could be nothing, no problem. She just hated seeing us relaxing. So, you know, I devised a plan. I was like, to my sister, I was like, look, when mommy comes back, we just get up and start doing stuff for no reason. Just to always be moving. And my sister at the time was chunky. She was a little chunky. She looked like a brown M&M with legs. Yeah. So, you know, my mom, and she started off coming in slow, and we'd just be, yeah, we redid the deck, so much movement. You know, we tricked her for a while, and then she started doing this. She would just, what the hell is going on? Just burst in, and like, you know, catch us off guard. And I tried to like run, I see you! And my sister would just like lie on the couch because she couldn't move. She would just like roll all over the place. And she did this thing where she yelled at us. Oh, and my mom yelled at us. She's 5'1", okay? So when we were younger, she would look us, she wasn't really tall. She would be looking us dead in the face. And we were afraid of her because, well, you know, she's a black woman, but, you know. We were afraid of her because she wouldn't hit us. It was just the production of yelling at us that was too much. It's too much for kids. She'd gather us around, Theresa, get your sister. I mean, we're both standing, right in front of her. Get your sister, get Corray. And my sister's like lying on the couch. She'd do this thing where she'd look at us and she'd clomp her foot when she'd yell at us. Didn't I tell you? I'm like, oh my God, is she gonna hit us? She's going out of control. It was a production. Didn't I? I'm like, oh my God. And you know, I would look over at my dad, oh, don't involve me in this. Yeah. My parents are 9 years apart. 9. That's too, I feel like that's too long. When I was born, my dad was 40 years old. So he was just always asleep. He was always tired. You know, there was never a moment where my dad had any energy. That's right. He knows my dad. They're friends. All right, he's got one friend. Oh my God. That was a heckler, you guys. I'm like... and you know, and my mom's parenting style, she's real hands-on. She likes the big show. And I would say my dad is laid back, but he's just asleep. Like, he was asleep for my entire childhood. Like, I come from school just jazz. We're gonna go to the Museum of Science and Industry. We need a chaperone, Daddy. And my dad would be like, well, who's the chaperone? What? I'd be like, God damn it. And you know when you're little and you want to watch a movie, and you're like, you just wanted your parents to stay awake? Please, Daddy, stay awake. This is The Lion King. This is what made me want to be a cheetah. Just stay awake. He's like, I'll just put the cassette. I'm going to stay awake. Don't yell at me. I'm like, all right. So I put it in, pop super intensely into this movie, look over my dad, asleep. I'm like, oh, God damn it. Like, I wasn't asleep. I saw you. Oh. My parents were married for 10 years. Which is, I feel like that's a long time. When I tell people, they're like, oh, I'm like, 10, that's a decade. I feel like that's a pretty long time. And I just think for the first, 9.5 years, my dad was just completely knocked out. My mom was like, wake up! In the last 6 months, he was like, oh my God, where the hell am I? You know, and it was pretty clear to me at a young age that it wasn't great. You know, I knew I had to, kind of figure stuff out on my own, that my parents were kind of, not incompetent, because that's, a bad connotation, they were just all over the place. Like when I was born 3 months early. I was 3 pounds. That's why I'm so skinny. I was 3 pounds, and I spent the first year of my life in a hospital. And this is a true story. I always tell people this. When I was younger, according to my father, my senile father, I was so little that I couldn't fit regular baby clothes. So, and I'm not kidding, they dressed me in Cabbage Patch Kids clothes. The doll! I'm like, so you have to go to Toys R Us once a week? My crazy mother and my senile, make it to Toys R Us? You know, what kind of sense does that make? Oh, God. I could just see them in there now, you know? I'm like, we need a manager! This baby is too small! My dad, wait for me, Deborah. Oh, all right, you guys have been great. I'm done. I gotta go.
Good girl.